Hey guys, what's up? Dan with Create Minis again, and today I'm going to show you the fastest way to paint up some B2 Super Battle Droids. Let's do it. The B2 Super Battle Droid expansion has been out of stock pretty much since it was released. Well, they're back, so let's paint one up. Being a Clone Wars expansion, these models come on the harder plastic sprues. Detailing usually better, and these models are no exception. They look great. Not to mention the fit up on these, 10 times easier than those pesky B1 droids. Like any other model, the first step is removing it from the sprues. Now, cut very close to the model, but not too close. You don't want to clip the model itself. If you leave a little bit extra, that's fine. We'll remove it in the next step. Take particular care when you're clipping here in the hip joint. Leave a little extra, we'll remove it with the X-Acto knife. Being the harder plastic, cleanup is minimal, but still needs to be done. Clean up the marks or the little tabs where they were connected to the sprues, especially on the feet. You may find a faint mold line here or there. Clean it up when needed, but they're few and far between. Now I'll use some Tamiya extra thin cement to assemble the models themselves. Before gluing the model, you want to ensure that the fitment is tight. Try fit it, and if there is a little bit of gap, like on this one, you may have to shave some off. Ensure you have the correct part numbers together, and make the necessary corrections. Apply a thin coat of the plastic glue over the one half of the model, and then press the second half onto it. Hold it tight to ensure good fit, and give it a couple seconds to ensure that it bonds. Remember that hip joint that I talked about? Here's where we clean it up. Take your X-Acto knife, and be careful not to cut the little keyway that they have, but only where the sprue met up with the model itself. Now on these models, the designers did a great job helping us fit them up. You can see there's a little key and keyway cut into the legs and the hip sockets. That one had a triangle, this one has a rectangle. They match up so that way you know exactly which leg the designers intended on you fitting together. Socket the leg, dry fitting correctly, and apply glue. Do this throughout all of the B2 Battle Droids. And now, we're ready for primer. For primer, I just use your basic hardware store matte black primer. For me, this works just as good as any other hobby primer that you can find at your local stores. For the base coat, I'm going to use Leadbelcher by Citadel, but I said this was going to be quick and easy, so we're going to spray it out of a can. Take the Leadbelcher and apply a nice, thin, even coat over the models. Make sure to spray the bottom and the top equally, left to right or right to left. Then, when you're ready, spin the models around. Do the exact same to the backside, a nice, even coat, and allow ample drying time before you do a second coat. Already, these models look great, but we're going to make them look better by adding some shading, and for that, we're going to use Nuln Oil. Now for my Citadel paints, I take them out of their pots and into dropper bottles. These you can pick up online relatively cheap, and they prevent you from spilling your shade all over. Trust me, it happens. Take the Nuln Oil and put it onto your palette. Then, take a drop of water in your brush and mix it in, thinning the Nuln Oil even further. Now, begin to coat the entire model with the Nuln Oil. Make sure to get into all the recesses and the nooks and crannies that'll create the shades. I like to brush it against the edges of the model so that way it pools up in the lower areas. Do this over the entire model until you've got full coverage. It'll give the metal a nice sheen, along with coloring in the lower recessed areas, giving it a nice shading effect. While you're watching me push null oil around, now would be a perfect time to like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. If some areas get a little too heavy coverage, just take your dryer brush and begin to wick away the areas that have a little bit of pooled up null oil in them. If you notice any pooling, wick it away before it creates a staining effect on the smooth, flat surfaces of the model. Looks great. Another technique you can do is saturate your brush heavily with the oil, then lather the model and start to spread it around so that way it's a nice even coat. Be careful though, because you don't want it to pool too much in one area. If it does, take your brush, wick away some of it, and spread it onto a different part of the model. Now we're going to add just a dot of color, literally. Put a little red on your brush and color in the small light that's located on the front of the B2 unit. Be careful not to get the red on the surrounding area. Now it's time to base them. If you're looking for basing ideas, check out the video linked above. I followed my easy tutorial for tattooing bases, and instead, I used a little bit of skeleton horde contrast to darken them up a little bit. The effect changes it just enough and makes the planet look a little bit different than my normal bases. Now, to affix the model to the base, I'll use a dab of super glue gel. Apply it to the foot of the model, and then put the model on the base. And there you have it. Quick and easy, tabletop ready B2 units. 3 easy steps. Lead belcher, null oil, and a little bit of red. So there you have it, guys, fast and easy. If you like what you saw, shoot me a like, comment down below what else you want to see me paint, subscribe to the channel to make sure you find the latest videos, and if you're feeling frisky this week, I have a Patreon, subscribe. Give you all sorts of benefits, give you discounts to my Etsy stores for commissions for yourself. I'll give you a shout out right here in the video. Also, let's stay tuned. I'm working on painting up that exclusive Luke Skywalker figure, and for the holidays, I'm going to give it away to one lucky subscriber on the channel. So, come on back, and until then, keep on creating.